Mac Engel with the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, joined by the Dallas Cowboys know-it-all and the reason why the Cowboys haven't won a playoff game in 37 years. He's Clarence E. Hill Jr., and we're here to talk about a day that I don't think either one of us thought would ever actually happen. Dak Prescott finally signed a contract extension. 4 years, $3.5 trillion. I don't know what the numbers are. Clarence, you know what the numbers are. Clarence, you've covered it. This has been going on for 3 years now. Did you think when this whole negotiating process started with the idea that he could get franchised again, a franchise tag again, did you think the Cowboys would ultimately put the franchise tag on him because they couldn't come to a long-term agreement with him for 2021?
Yeah, well, first of all, there was no way he was not going to be on the team for 2021. They were going to franchise him. They couldn't get a deal, but the Cowboys had to get a deal done. They wanted Dak Prescott here. Let's set the table for a couple of things. Jerry Jones has never lost a player that he wanted to keep.
True.
Never lost. There's been, haranguing and everything else. It's like with Zeke, but a player he wanted to keep, he's never lost. And so we got 3 years of negotiation and wrangling and everything else and rumors and other stuff like that and negotiating. And again, like I said, like with the Zeke thing, this is business for Jerry. Negotiating is business. It's personal for the player. It's personal for the fans, because this is business, okay? Ultimately, he's going to do what's best for the Cowboys and best for the business. If that's getting you on a bad deal or a deal that's favorable to them, that's fine. But if that's getting you on a deal that's favorable to you, that's fine. As long as he gets to keep, he gets his way. At the end of the day, Jerry gets his way. Now, the Cowboys could have signed Dak for $30 million 3 years ago.
Right.
This thing started.
Wait a minute. Hang on. You tweeted that out. We both talked about it. I remember asking DeMarcus Ware about it this time a year ago. He said, this is as cheap as you're going to get him. This was last year. And the number you just threw out, that was even lower. Why didn't they do it then?
Because clearly they didn't read the market. And clearly I always say they thought, they took Dak's kindness, his leadership, his good guy, good, attitude for weakness. And they thought that he would acquiesce. Dak's always been a team guy. He's going to, come to our side of thinking and do what's quote unquote best for the team. And Dak let his agent do his talking, do his bargaining, and he did the right thing by Dak Prescott. And he got the contract he wanted. And the problem is they put the fans in a situation where Dak's, not being a team player. No, the Cowboys were being businessmen, and they put through this thing out there that Dak was, somehow being selfish in his wants and ideals about his contract when he's doing the same thing the Cowboys doing all their business dealings. They try to get the best deal for themselves. And at the end of the day, we all knew that the Cowboys were going to find a way to make it work. And lo and behold, they got this 4-year, $160 million deal that I'm going to tell you right now is better than the Patrick Mahomes deal. That has Dak Prescott set up to make more money than Patrick Mahomes over the lifetime of his career if he continues at his current trajectory and, he doesn't fall off the Carson Wentz face of the earth or whatever else. But he has a chance to make more money than Patrick Mahomes over the next 10 years, and it's a great deal. But it's not going to stop the Cowboys from building a team. Dak Prescott is going to cost less against the cap this year when the cap is at its lowest because of the coronavirus pandemic. Then Carson Wentz is going to cost for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's not even on the team.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you, is that from what we have seen routinely when the Cowboys have done these big contracts, and the one that springs to mind was the last big extension that they gave to Tony Romo, and how much of a hindrance that was for their ability, that acted against their best interest to sign players, and because it was such a big number against the salary cap. Clarence, will this contract be a bad contract in the sense that it will work against them in their ability to add players or give them extensions?
No, I don't think so. And the only way it's a bad contract, again, if Dak falls off a cliff this year.
Right.
Somehow, what we saw, if Dak falls off a cliff, they have to cut him after 1 year. Okay? And then
that's not going to happen.
Right. But if now, because again, that's the genius of the situation, which is what Todd France and Dak already knew. The new TV deals are coming. The cap is going to go up astronomically. Okay.
Yep.
This deal will look like nothing in 2 years when you get all these other quarterbacks signing. There will be a $50 million player in a couple of years. Okay. So this $40
Absolutely.
million is not that big of a deal. And everybody gets, again, the market has jumped. Again, let's go back. The Cowboys could have had him for 30. Okay. But this is not going to be a big deal. And I think that's the genius of the Cowboys doing this now. And a lot of people are saying that Jerry Jones knows what's coming down the pike more
Right.
so now than it did last year, because they're on the cusp of signing new TV deals, two TV contracts with all the networks. NFL is that's going to put another $100 billion in the coffers of NFL teams in NFL over the next decade. Okay, so when this contract expires in 3 or 4 years, the TV deal is going to kick in. More money is going to come in. It's going to be able to handle whatever left on the cap. And as the genius for Dak is, he's going to be out there on the market ready to sign a new deal with the Cowboys or someone else.
Well, like you said, Jerry's never let the guy he wants to leave. Now, he lost to Marco Murray, but he didn't really want him that badly.
No,
if he wanted him, he would have kept him.
Right.
But I think now, and I brought this up in print with the Star Telegram, I think there's more pressure now on Dak than there was this time a year ago. That for a long time he was writing this great story, and the reality that he was this out of nowhere kid, a 4th-round pick who did so well as his rookie season when he wasn't supposed to play, much less start. Well, now he has to meet the standard. And the standard is not Tony Romo. The standard is not Danny White, although we would throw a parade if somehow he met the standard of Danny White and got to an NFC Championship game. The standard is Troy Aikman. The standard is Roger Staubach. Will he have a team good enough in the next couple of years to meet that standard? And by watching that defense, I don't think he will.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, heavy head that wears the crown, heavy head that gets all the gold. With money comes expectations. Now, every time we say Dak Prescott's name, we're going to say Dak Prescott, the $40 million quarterback.
Yep.
He's no longer the best bargain in sports. He's the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL, second highest paid player in the NFL, by annual salary. So that's part of his name. That's part of his legacy. That's who he is now. And so, yes, that's part of who he is. And so the expectations are high. And you want to win a championship with Dak Prescott. And that is ultimately the goal. But let's look at the other quarterbacks that have gotten paid. Who has won since they got paid? And Russell Wilson,
none of them.
We talked about Wilson got paid, and he won a Super Bowl. That was before he got paid when he had the best defense.
Right.
Since he's gotten paid, they haven't had the best defense.
Brady did.
But it's also because they don't have the players around him. And I don't think it's just because they paid him. There are other reasons why they've made bad decisions. Just look at Green Bay last year. They have won with Aaron Rodgers, but they go into the draft knowing they have needs at receiver, knowing they have needs at defense, and they draft a quarterback first. Right. Is that because they paid Aaron Rodgers or because they made bad business decisions? That defense has not had the players they have when they won a Super Bowl. Is that because they paid Aaron Rodgers because they made bad business decisions?
No, but Clarence, here's the thing. Is your team around it? Are they competitive? Are they contending to get to the conference championship game? And if you're doing that, then you got a shot. Then your window is open. And this Cowboys defense right now is so bad. You wrote about Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is coming back. This Cowboys defense is so bad that even if every offensive player comes back intact, healthy, and 100%, they are going to have to be perfect to get to a conference championship game. That's how bad this defense is. Happy for Dak. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. He totally deserves it. And this is just NFL business as usual, as far as I'm concerned. And the real question is now, does he get some players on defense so they can get some stops so he doesn't have to average 38 points a game to win a regular season game? All right, Clarence, we let this run long. He's Clarence E. Hill Jr. of the Full Star Telegram. For all of your Dallas Cowboys needs, make sure to check StarTelegram.com.